My name is Butch Stearns, and I'm here to talk to you about the 2012 NAB show. It's happening in Las Vegas the week of April 16th. The theme of it is the Great Content Shift. And we're talking with Rick Ducey, who is the Managing Director of BIA, Kelsey, but also a member of the Program Advisory Board at the 2012 NAB show. Rick, in our first part of our conversation, we talked about the Great Content Shift and what it is, the demand for content anytime, anywhere. Now let's talk about shifting expectations. How do you define shifting expectations?
You know, at the end of the day, what matters in terms of expectations is the audience primarily. If you can serve and attract the audience, particularly with an advertising-based revenue model, that's the key. So what does the audience want, and how are we shaping their expectations on the media side of things? So the audience tastes have shifted. Their expectations have shifted. In the internet age where you can have internet video on your PC, that's really changed what consumers want to see from their traditional linear TV experience. So that's really the shift. The IP world meets the video world, and that begets new forms of content, new forms of engagement with that content from the perspective of viewers.
Well, you're painting a picture that the end user, the consumer, in 2012 now has the power, where TV, for example, might have started in a push mentality. Really, the user is going to decide where they want it, how they want it. So I guess it creates both challenges and opportunities for content providers to live up to those shifting expectations, doesn't it?
But you're absolutely right. And, you know, the industry didn't lead this. The content industry didn't lead this. Technology enabled it. Consumers embraced it. And now, honestly, the content industry is responding to it. And what pushed them along, without picking favorites here, you look at historically an event like Napster, teaching people, wow, I can get streaming audio over the internet. Licensing and piracy issues aside, that was a tremendous consumer experience. They liked getting audio that way. And then, okay, well, let's work with video. Apple and Steve Jobs came along and put together a business model around that streaming audio desire that consumers so powerfully evinced in a marketplace. Well, what do we do with that? So iTunes created a business model that made sense for a number of players in the content technology business. And now we've taken that into the video domain, where people can have access to video on demand and have access to long-tail content as well as the popular mass media content. So consumers are sort of their own navigators and pilots in the world of content. They can find content they want and expose themselves to it, engage with it across a number of different devices and networks. And that's very exciting for consumers, very fulfilling.
Yeah, and to finish up this part about shifting expectations, again, from the user end or the consumer end, really, if you're a company, if you're a content provider, it does create a lot of challenges that you have, but it is, I'll use the word opportunity, because you need to embrace, in my opinion, you need to embrace the fact that consumers, users have the power. And once you do that, you'll look at it as opportunities to reach out to them in different ways, won't you?
You're exactly right, Butch. And what has happened is consumers say, okay, if I have my pay TV subscription and I have it on my TV set, I want to have access to that same content on my phone or on my PC. And why can't I have that? Well, it was a matter of the economics and a matter of the technology. Those issues have been solved. And now consumers with programs like TV Everywhere can get access to their subscription content that they may pay to a telephone company or a cable company. And local broadcasters, same thing. I want to get that local news. I want to get those emergency alerts on whatever device I'm using. The technology and the economic models are now there to satisfy that demand that consumers have put forth.
We're talking with Rick Ducey, who's a member of the Program Advisory Board of the 2012 NAB show. Shifting expectations. It's all part of the Great Content Shift, the theme of the 2012 NAB show.